Another episode of my Untold Story. In episode 5, I shared the painful letter written by my relative's wife and how it affected me. After reading that letter, I knew deep inside my heart that I still wanted to return to Lagos. The desire to go back became stronger every day. However, wanting to go to Lagos was one thing, but finding the money for transportation was another. Money was nowhere to be found, and transportation became a serious obstacle. Money had always been a serious issue in my family. We struggled to meet our basic needs. While some relatives who could have helped us refused to do so, I often wonder why it was so difficult for people to help someone who was only asking for an opportunity to build a better future. I know some of you may be wondering, where was your father during all of this? The truth is that I grew up without a father because we lost him when I was very young. I never had the opportunity to experience the protection, guidance, or support of having a father beside me. Sometimes I wonder whether my life would have been different if my father had been alive. Would I have to struggle so much to continue my education? Would I have to beg my relative for transport money? Would someone have stood up for me and defended my dreams? These were questions I carried quietly in my heart, but there was nothing I could do to change the situation. My father was gone and my mother was doing everything she could do to keep the family together. My mother sold fish and other food items to survive. She worked so hard, but the money was little, and she used all for food, household expenses, and other important needs. There was never enough left to pay for my journey to Lagos. I understood my mother's situation, but I also knew that remaining in Onitsha without going to school was slowly taking away my hope for the future. Even though I didn't want to beg anyone, I began going from one relative to another, asking for help. I put aside my pride because I felt like I had no other option. I wasn't asking for luxury. I wasn't asking for new clothes or expensive things. I only wanted transportation to return to Lagos so I could find a way to continue my education and pursue my dreams. I asked again and again, but help never came. Some people gave excuses, others acted as if they didn't hear me. Some made me feel like I was asking for too much. Each rejection broke my heart a little more. But I continued asking because I didn't want to give up. The days became months and months became years. As the years passed, my hope began to disappear. I watched time move forward while it felt like my life was standing still. I saw other young people making progress, going to school and planning their future. Meanwhile, I was still waiting for someone to help me. It was painful because I knew that I had dreams. I knew that I wanted more from life. But without money or support, those dreams felt far away. Eventually, I realized that I could not continue waiting for help that might never come. I needed to do something for myself, no matter how small it was. That was when I started roasting and selling corn and granules to make ends meet. It was not easy, but I was so determined. Every small amount I earned mattered to me. While others might look at it as only few naira notes, I saw it as a step towards freedom. I saw it as a step towards Lagos and the future I desperately wanted. Whenever I sold small granules and corn, I tried to save a little money. It wasn't much, but I held onto it because I had purpose. I was working towards something. I was saving towards my dreams. This experience taught me an important lesson. Sometimes the journey towards your dreams begins with something very small. It may not look important to others, but if you remain focused, that small beginning can become the doorway to something greater. After saving few naira, I went back to my mother with the same request I made many times before. I said, Nune, I want to go back to Lagos. My mother was very reluctant by that time. She believed that going to Lagos would not change anything. Whenever I mentioned Lagos to her, she immediately rejected the idea. She would say, you will make it here in Onitsha when the time is right. But I kept wondering, when will that time come? For how long do I have to wait? When was the right time? I had already waited for years and nothing changed. I felt like if I continue waiting, I might remain in this situation forever. I respected my mother. I understood why she was afraid for me. She didn't know where I would stay in Lagos or what would happen to me when I arrived. She wanted to protect me, but I also knew I needed to take a chance. Sometimes the people who love us may discourage us because they are afraid of what could happen. They may not understand that staying in the same place can also be dangerous when the place is slowly destroying your own. Deep inside me, I believe Lagos represented another opportunity. I did not know exactly what would happen when I arrived, but I knew that I needed to try. One day, I gathered courage. I went to my sister. I begged her to lend me the money for transportation to Lagos. She looked at me and asked me the same question everyone had been asking. Where will you stay when you get to Lagos? The truth was that I didn't have a clear answer. I didn't have a house waiting for me. I didn't even have anyone who promised to welcome me. I didn't even know whether my relatives would welcome me. Then I answered her, I don't know. but I'm going to Festac, where my relatives live. I know they may not like the idea, but I'm going anyway. At that point, I was willing to face uncertainty because I could no longer remain where I was. I knew that Lagos was a risk, but staying back also felt like a risk too. My sister was reluctant. She was concerned about what would happen to me. She probably wondered whether she could give me the money or encourage me to stay at home. But after much hesitation, she finally gave me 16 naira. That 16 naira was the exact amount I needed for one-way trip to Lagos. To some people, 16 naira might not have meant much, but to me, it meant everything. It represented hope, freedom, and another chance at life. I also had little money I'd saved from selling roasted corn and groundnuts. I didn't have much, but I was grateful. After asking and waiting for so many years, I finally had enough money to begin my journey. I was so happy. For the first time in a long time, I felt like my life was moving forward again. I felt like a door had finally opened for me. But underneath my excitement, I was afraid. I didn't know what was waiting for me in Lagos. I didn't know whether my relative in Festac would welcome me. I didn't even know where I would sleep if they turned me away. I only had one-way fare. I had no money to return. Once I entered that vehicle, there was no turning back. Still, my determination was greater than my fear. I had waited long enough. I had begged enough. I had cried enough. I was ready to take the next step, even though I couldn't see the entire road ahead of me. I held on to my little savings, and the 16 naira my sister gave to me. My heart was filled with excitement, fear, and many unanswered questions. But one thought kept ringing in my mind: Lagos, here I come. Would my relatives welcome me when I arrived in Festac? Would they allow me to stay with them? Or would I face another painful rejection? And if they rejected me, where would I go with only a few naira notes in my pockets and no money to return home? I will stop here for today. If you're enjoying my story, follow me on YouTube channel 2 Passport and 1 Story. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family. Your support means so much to me and encourages me to continue sharing my story. Please tell me in the comments, would you have taken that journey to Lagos without knowing where would you stay? Thank you for watching, and I will see you in episode 7.